I'm Emma, and I'm 25 years old. I started working at Dream Design 6 months ago. I love architecture. It's my dream to design beautiful spaces. On my first day, I felt nervous. The office was big, with many people busy at their desks. I wanted to impress everyone, especially my boss, Daniel. Daniel is tall and handsome, with dark hair and a kind smile. On my first day, he welcomed me warmly. "Welcome, Emma. I'm happy to have you here," he said. His words made me feel special. I wanted to do my best work and show him I belonged at Dream Designs. Every day, I worked very hard. I stayed late to finish my projects, often skipping lunch. Daniel noticed my dedication. He often said, "Good job, Emma. Your designs are impressive." Each compliment made my heart flutter. I admired him not just as a boss, but as a person. As the weeks passed, Daniel and I started spending more time together. We worked on projects as a team. During our meetings, he would ask for my opinions and ideas. I felt valued and important. We also had lunch together sometimes. He would share stories about his work experiences, and I would listen, fascinated. I hoped that Daniel liked me too. I dreamed about him often. I thought maybe he cares for me. My heart raced when he smiled at me or complimented my work. I started to feel something deeper than friendship. But there was a small voice in my head that said, "Be careful, he is your boss." One afternoon, I was talking to a coworker named Sarah. She was friendly, and we often shared lunch. During our conversation, she said, "Emma, did you know Daniel is married?" My heart sank. I felt confused and betrayed. How could I have not known this? I felt my world shift beneath me. The next day, I had to face Daniel. My stomach was in knots. I decided to ask him about his family. "Daniel, do you have a family?" I asked, trying to sound casual. He smiled and said, "Yes, I have a wife and 2 kids." My heart broke. I realized I had fallen for a married man. After that day, things became hard. I saw Daniel every day at work. He was still kind to me, but I felt pain inside every time he smiled. I remembered he was married. I felt guilty for my feelings. I wanted to leave my job, but I needed the income to support myself. I felt trapped in my situation. I wanted to be happy, but I had to pay my bills. I thought about looking for another job, but I was scared. I stayed at Dream Designs, even though it hurt to see Daniel. Each day was a struggle, and I felt more isolated. One day, a new colleague joined our team. His name was Alex. He was friendly and funny. He had a bright smile and a positive attitude. Alex often made me laugh during our breaks. I started to feel a little happiness again. He was kind and respectful, and I enjoyed talking to him. As time passed, Alex and I became friends. He listened to my problems and offered support. I started to forget about Daniel, even if it was just for a moment. Alex made me feel valued and appreciated. He often invited me to join him for lunch, and I enjoyed our conversations about life and dreams. One evening, after work, Alex asked me to have dinner with him. I felt excited. During dinner, he looked at me seriously and said, "Emma, I really enjoy spending time with you. You are an amazing person." My heart raced. I began to see Alex in a new light, and I felt a connection forming. A few months later, Alex took me to a beautiful park. The flowers were blooming, and the sun was shining. He looked nervous as he held my hand. "Emma, I care about you deeply. Will you marry me?" he asked, his voice shaking. I was surprised and happy. I smiled widely and said yes. As I prepared for my wedding, I felt a sense of peace. I realized I had found true love with Alex. We planned the wedding together, choosing a beautiful venue and inviting our closest friends and family. I felt excited about our future. Just when I thought everything was perfect, I received a message from Daniel. He wanted to meet. My heart raced with anxiety. What could he want? When we met, he looked serious. "Emma, I need to talk to you," he said. Daniel took a deep breath. "I've decided to leave my wife," he said. "I want to be with you." My heart raced with shock. "But Daniel, you have a family," I replied. "This is not right." He insisted that his marriage was over and that he cared for me deeply. In a moment of weakness, I found myself drawn back to Daniel. I felt a mix of confusion and longing. Daniel told me that he loved me and wanted to start a new life together. I hesitated, but was tempted by the idea of being with someone I had admired for so long. After a whirlwind of emotions, I made the decision to marry Daniel. We had a small wedding ceremony, filled with excitement and anticipation. I thought this was a new beginning, a chance to build a life together without the shadows of the past. For a while, everything seemed perfect. Daniel made me feel cherished, and I believed he had truly changed. The first year of our marriage felt like a dream. We traveled together, explored new cities, and I even designed our first home together. Daniel showered me with affection, and I believed I had made the right choice. But deep down, a part of me remained cautious. As time went on, I noticed subtle changes in Daniel's behavior. He started working late more often, claiming he was busy with projects. I tried to be supportive, but I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. I found myself missing the honesty and simplicity of my relationship with Alex. One evening, I had a late meeting at the office. As I was leaving, I decided to stop by the break room for a snack. To my horror, I saw Daniel there with a woman from another department, laughing and whispering closely together. My heart raced as I watched them. I stood frozen as they leaned in closer, their laughter filling the room. Then, without warning, Daniel kissed the woman. My breath caught in my throat. I felt like the ground had fallen away beneath me. I turned and fled the office, tears streaming down my face. I confronted Daniel the next day. "Who is she?" I demanded, my voice trembling with hurt. He looked shocked, but then angry. "It's not what you think, Emma," he said defensively. But I knew the truth. I had seen it with my own eyes. I felt my heart shatter. I demanded the truth, and after a long silence, he admitted to having an affair. I felt lost and heartbroken. The man I had married, the man I thought I could trust, had betrayed me in the worst way. I packed my things and left the house that night, tears streaming down my face. I knew I had to find a way to heal and reclaim my life. I filed for divorce soon after, feeling a mix of sadness and relief. The process was painful, but I knew it was necessary. I couldn't remain in a relationship built on lies and betrayal. I wanted to start fresh, to find myself again. With the divorce finalized, I made the difficult decision to leave Dream Designs. The memories of my time there, intertwined with Daniel's betrayal, felt too heavy to bear. I wanted a clean break and a chance to rediscover my passion for architecture in a new environment. As I looked back on my journey, I realized that I had learned a valuable lesson. I had learned to trust my instincts, to listen to my heart, and to never settle for anything less than true love. And as I started my new life, I knew that I would always cherish the memories of my time with Alex, the man who had shown me what true love really meant.